Mary!
Yeah.
Hey! There you are.
We found you.
I was charging my phone, and somehow Verizon decided to make everything go to voicemail. So I had to reboost it. Turn it off, turn it on, kick it, throw it.
Reboost it, she says.
Yeah, I'm reboosting it. I got too much on there, so I had to turn all the other stuff off so I could get a phone call in.
Nice. Nice. All right, everybody. So obviously we're about 20 minutes late, but this is MaryAnn Hartman from Rock Ave Records. She is the VP of the company. Yes, Records.
Records. Yes.
So,
USA.
so MaryAnn, is it Mary or MaryAnn? Let's get that out of the way.
MaryAnn.
MaryAnn. All right. First, we have established that you do not swallow.
I didn't say that.
Oh. I will.
All right.
I don't.
No,
All right.
I just found out why my phone was freaking out. Because my partner at My Jams, and I told him I was going on in just a minute to talk with you, he was intersecting and calling at the same time we were trying to connect. So
we blame this other person.
David Zucker.
No, we blame him.
David, you're fucking shit up.
He's a good guy. He's just trying to find out stuff, and we're actually uploading a new server for all the videos because we've gotten so many in that we've actually had to go to a larger facility to get all the videos up and all the new shows that we're going to be putting on. So it works.
Nice.
I'll yell at him later.
No, hey, that's great. I absolutely love the relationship that we have. Because when we talk, it's not a 5-minute conversation. I've definitely learned that you are a yapper, as you eloquently pointed out to me earlier. And that's not a bad thing.
No, because in my business, I have to really get to know somebody and build a tie, because there might be like a 2-minute conversation and I only find out a little bit about you, and then I'm talking to somebody else and they might have just exactly what you're looking for. So I am quite thorough when I talk with people, and that's how I ended up finding about you guys, was by talking to people. So Stage Reality actually, as you remember, hooked us up. So
we love Andy. We love Andy.
Andy has the best smile ever.
Oh, yeah, he does. He's really great to talk to. And, it's not bad talking to an Italian man anyway, but...
Right, exactly.
But he's just very keen and very precise on what he does, and he says, you're going to like these guys. They're really good. I like them a lot. So when he comes back to the U.S., hopefully either January or so, because they have a lot of concerts set in Europe, so we're definitely trying to bring him out here to the West Coast and get them situated. And we also they're in...
he has an open door at my house in Texas.
Yeah, Red told me that. I was like, cool. Save on the hotel room.
Welcome to stay here.
That's right.
That's one thing that we really love about Texas. Our bands, when they tour down to Texas, the Texas people cook them food, bring it to them, open their houses to them, and they're like, there's nothing like Texas barbecue, and, they just are so welcomed every time they go down there. So that's why that's one of our hot spots to tour. So,
well, see, here I'm originally from Ohio and lived in Arizona most of my life, but even being in Texas, I'm still friendly.
All right, so Mary, I was just going to ask. Go ahead, please.
No, I was going to say you're originally up from the East Coast, correct?
Well, I'm actually, it's Midwest, from Michigan.
Midwest. Oh, okay. Okay. Because Lewis is East Coast. He's the owner of the label.
Yeah, and, so him and I may have more in common.
Yeah.
We have less swallowing in common.
Oh, is that it?
Obviously, because I mean, you're on the other end of the spectrum, and so. But seriously though, how long has Rock Avenue Records been around?
We officially started the business July 14th, 2014.
Wow.
And we set a 5-year plan, and we surpassed the 5-year plan within a year and a half. So then we had to kind of scramble to see what else was going on with everything in the music business, and we really didn't like what we saw. We don't like how the bands are mistreated. It's more of, the two oldest things in the world, prostitution and music, and one gets paid and the other has to pay to play. So we didn't like that at all. And out here in Los Angeles, it's really bad, but there's a lot of sports bars now that are coming around, and we went to one of the shows last night in, God, where was that? It's like on the Santa Ana area.
Okay.
And these people just opened a Mexican restaurant, and on Friday, Saturday nights, they turned it into a live music venue, and they had the Vans Warped Tour. They had some of the bands play there last night. So our band Contortion played. They won second place. They would have won first, but because they're on a label, shame, that they didn't get the #1 spot, even though I'm not being biased or anything, but they were the best band.
Gotcha.
So, we don't strive. Here we strive for more of the musicality, the lyrics. We want our bands to have a future. And so all of our bands are they're just very responsible. I mean, they go and play, they do what they have to do, they're polite to the club owners, and, they just gather fans wherever they go because they treat everybody with the respect that they're supposed to instead of, going out and causing trouble. So we look for that in a musician. As you know, from Stage Reality, they're gentlemen. And
yes.
Our band, the Midnight Echo, that was supposed to be on the show, they had just left here. They came to visit us in L.A., and we took them to the Whiskey and to the Rainbow and showed them around, and they're like, yeah, we got to go back, get jobs, and we want to move to L.A. So that's one of the reasons they didn't do the show, is because they took on extra jobs, and it was a new position, and they all three are working at the same restaurant, and they're just working hard and saving their money. So
now,
their album's doing really good.
I got to say, I'm very disappointed because I would have taken them out to get laid.
Of course you would.
Well, they
that's just me.
Went to the Dodger game when they were here. We're like, going to a Dodger game? You really? Seriously? We were prepared to take them, everywhere and anywhere. When we took them to the Rainbow, it was
there's another Rainbow reference.
Yep.
It's a rainbow kind of night.
Because a lot of Canadian people, musicians, when they come, there's a tradition out here when you go to the Whiskey and you watch a band. That night, it was, oh my God, I'm drawing a blank because I'm so tired from last night. Got metaled out last night. Stephen Pearcy was playing, and Carlos Cavazo got on stage and played also, and there's just a lot of hobnobbing going on. So
hobnobbing.
After the show, the tradition is to walk up Sunset to the Rainbow and have the final beer, because in LA we close at 2 a.m. Much prefer New York with the 4 a.m.
Oh yeah.
And then they're off for an hour. Then you could start drinking at 6 again. So, but here it's a little bit different, and everybody just trails up from one to the other, and the Viper Room is just down a little bit more across the street. So it's just something that people do after the show. So we just keep on drinking, and then there's an after party. Usually it's up in one of the hill houses in Hollywood, and you could walk there too, because it kind of busts you really hard if you're drinking and driving in LA. So
exactly. Now, I just want to mention we're talking to MaryAnn Hartman, who is the VP at Rock Ave Records. And if anybody has any questions for her, please dial in at 734-206-2155 or on Skype at hellcast.radio. You can also submit your questions via the chat room on Facebook if you're friends with either the Queen or myself, or Twitter DM, which is at Hellcast Radio. By all means, we're willing, she's as open as we are, and, we'll take anything.
Yes.
Yeah,
we take it all. Lube or not?
We'll take it all. Preferably lube.
Well,
no homo.
No homo. All right.
Once you've been in the music business, I guess it gets that way, because, you see it all, and, sometimes I still get shocked, but it's very rare. But when I do, it's really a doozy.
Yeah.
So. Honestly, the industry is just insane. I mean, you got the people out there trying to make more sense, be more, I'm not even sure the word I'm trying to use, and then you have those who are like, just give me your money and we'll see what we can do. And it's just like, really? Come on now. Everybody loves live music. Let's have more venues that offer it. Let's pay these bands for their services. It's just like, okay, you call a plumber. You don't expect him to do it for the exposure or the experience. No, you're paying for a service. Pay these people.
Oh, it's bad because, some bands are, especially we're looking to sign a couple of bands that have more than 4 people. So these clubs will give them $100.
Yeah.
I'm like,
oh.
And it's just sad. And most of the clubs, they make $6,000 or more a night on their liquor tabs. So and then they don't promote their own clubs, and they, bands were always the draw to a place to play. They used to serve food in venues, and they used to, at least put pretzels or popcorn out to make them thirsty so they'll drink more. Mm-hmm. But now they just want your $10 or $15 at the door. They don't want to give the bands anything. So, the bands end up having to lug everything. If they're touring and they're going from one venue night after night and they're on the road, there's gas isn't, free, and, they have to eat. But, we try and help that. At the label, we're very flexible, and we have a great group of people that are linked in with us that help us with everything. Our producers, one of them is Bill Matoyer, my old boss at Metal Blade, and also Brian Flegel. Lewis worked for Eric Records. So we all have our ties in with a past that we bring the old in with the new, and the new generation of music that's coming out blows the stuff away that the FM stations are putting out.
Yes,
They're not giving
I agree.
artists a chance.
I agree.
And major labels now, they turn it off completely, and it's if you don't have 10,000, that's it.
Now there's actually 2 questions we need to ask you. One is from the chat room. Punkette asks, what is your favorite type of music?
For what type of mood?
No, what is your favorite type of music?
Okay, like you're just kind of driving in your car and you're just kind of jamming out to something.
For music that's been out there, Metallica, Judas Priest.
Oh, she's going old school.
Yeah, she likes the old school shit.
I like old school, but for new school, I'm Rammstein, Up, Soulfly, and there's a lot of them. I like a lot of our bands too. Undercover Devil I love because they have the Pantera groove to them, and they kick ass wherever they go. Angelus, when they play here, we're always at the shows because they're just as good on the album as they are live. The Midnight Echo is the new generation. They are, for us old school people from Canada, they're out of Toronto. I love Rush, but they don't like to be compared to Rush, but they have their own thing going on, and they're tremendously getting exposure. They hit over, I think it was 30 to 40, 140,000 for Spotify within the first 3 weeks, and up to now. So we have an array of music, and I really can't say I have a favorite because I like all music. Depends on my mood.
No, that's actually a fair.
I can feel you on that one because I'm the same way.
Now,
you know,
the second question.
If I'm gonna crack some skulls, it's we got into Slayer or Judas Priest, and it got Nothing Coming, or somewhere along that line, depending where I'm at.
No, that's cool.
So.
That really is. Now, the second question it goes back a little bit earlier. You mentioned you were very flexible. Does this mean you like to put your feet behind your head?
I can do that.
Really, son? That's not what I wanted you to respond with.
I probably could as a gymnast most of my life, but
wow,
I don't think I could do that.
I'm sorry. That question went completely wrong with my son answering.
Well, Punkette asked a question in the chat room, hon.
Okay, go ahead.
Do you make your own music, or have you ever been part of a band?
No. I've never made my own music. I've been going to concerts. My dad started buying me records every Thursday. We had dad and daughter night. He'd take me to dinner, then we'd go to a record store. And and then he'd buy me tickets, take me to concerts, and him or my brother. My mom liked Wagner and all the classical stuff, so
okay. Gotcha.
Kind of didn't want to go with me to those concerts. But yeah.
No, that's cool. What's your favorite concert that you've been to, like with your dad and your brother? What was one of your favorite concerts going to?
Rolling Stones. They played here. I actually went with a girlfriend, Danelle, and her brother. We saw the Rolling Stones. Prince opened up for them at the Coliseum. That was something.
Prince?
Hell yeah.
And Numb Tits isn't listening.
Yeah. But then I've also, one thing growing up, I had the luxury of, I worked all the time. Even when I worked since I was 15, I worked in an ice cream parlor after school. So if I wanted an album or to go to a concert, I always had my own money. I didn't have to rely on anybody to take, to buy them for me. I just give them to my dad and say, I want to go see this, and he'd make it happen for me. So
that's cool. That and having a parent that's willing to take you to concerts, that's so awesome. I know I've taken my daughter to several concerts. Anywhere from George Strait when he played at AT&T for his last ride, and then taking her to Kenny well, actually her grandmother took her to Kenny Chesney, and I rode along with the ride. I've taken her to Blue October. I've taken her to Selena Gomez. I've taken her to Joe Jonas and Nick Jonas, and and I took her to the Hannah Montana Miley Cyrus concert. And so yeah, exactly. So I wanted to expose her to live music and going to a concert, because I just think that's just such an invaluable experience.
I exposed my son to music too.
It's not only the music, but being in a large crowd like that, it teaches you, oh my God, look how many people there are in one place. Yeah. So, it kind of beats out, keeping them home and just letting them watch it on TV or through their phone or their earbuds. It's like, get out and experience live music. There's nothing like when we were at the Whiskey the other night, for example. Stephen Piercy, he did a Judas Priest cover, and everybody in that room was singing, and he stopped singing, and the whole crowd was singing. And there's people that recorded it, shared it on Facebook and such, and it was moving because it's like, wow, you guys sing great. That's what he was telling everybody. He just started playing other stuff, and then he started playing songs from Out of the Cellar, and it was really quite an experience. You close your eyes. He sings the Rat old tune really almost exactly the same as when he was in the band Rat and they were touring. So it was really great to see him. That was our most recent of seeing anybody around. So.
All right, so MaryAnn, I'm looking on the Reverb Nation page, which I actually posted a link to in the chat room, and it's actually showing the roster of bands that you guys have, and I counted 19 here, and unfortunately, I'm very disappointed. It's like I was getting ready to blow my wad, and I just so totally stopped, like a cold water ran on me or something. Because we've only got interviews set up with half of these bands, and that's what the cold water was. It's like I was so disappointed.
Right, because when there's bands that have left, Divine Electric is an excellent band. They live in Australia. Their contract was up in January, but if you look at our radio plays and stuff on our Twitter page, I still have them on there. They still play the music. I don't stop. When I like a band, even if they're off the label, I don't pull the music. I don't pull the videos.
Good girl.
They're working at it, and they're good at what they do. Zoran, the bass player, is still a friend of mine. We talked the other day. Cranko and Company is an older gentleman. He didn't play out. Him and his wife are quite older. They're from the hippie days, and they went up to several concerts up in the Northeast area when they were young. So they're from that generation. They still playing them a lot on the radio. They're still charting. Let's see. Psychoma is actually Lewis's music, the owner of the label. That was his band. Yeah, he was signed on labels. One out of Germany, and I don't know where the other one was. That was when I met him. He was in Psychoma. Let's see who else is on here. Stonebreed's album's coming out really soon. We're getting the artwork done right now by Tony Sincorpi, I believe his last name is pronounced. I'm gonna get schooled on it because I'm gonna be meeting with him soon. So he's an Italian guy. He does a lot of hand stitching. He's done artwork and clothes designing for such people like Lita Ford and a lot of different big famous people. So we're going to have him work on our label logo as well, try and get a refresh. Voodoo Fly, they're out of San Diego. The singer is also the guitar player and hurt his elbow. His name's Aaron. And I told him, don't play the guitar then, just get the band back and go singing, because his album is now worldwide, and it's being translated. When they do it all over the radio, they translate to different languages. And it's been translated into over 12 different languages already. So it's Undercover Devil. They're brand new. Wasted Youth comes out. You guys talked to them, and they're coming out real soon. We're waiting for the CDs to come back. So when they get one, I'll send it to you guys. So you have a hard copy.
Okay, I got a quick question about Izzy from Wasted Youth. Do we have an expected recovery time for his arm?
Oh my God, I love him. He's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my Redler, he's awesome.
He's so intelligent for his age.
He is.
He is, and the whole band is just tons of fun. And the way they play and the way they do everything, like, they drink and they're young, but I drank when I was young too.
I drank when I'm old. So
I was going to say, we're not young and we still drink. Woohoo!
Yeah, but I bet you they can drink more.
Well, I don't know about that.
All right.
Uh,
So let me ask you, what is the most recent signing you've had to the label?
the most recent signing is Star Crystal. They're out of Ukraine,
Okay.
in the Kiev area in Chechnya. So I'm also talking with two others right now. One is called Twitch Angry, and another one, I got to get his name up. Well, it's Mojo Medicine Machine, and
Wow.
they are really cool. They have backup singer women. They got the soul. They got jazz kind of Creole going on. They're really good. They're for when you want to have that backyard party.
Okay, they get Jazz Trio, and they're from where?
Um, I'm still learning where everybody lives because I have a guy named James that brings me all these bands.
Okay.
Let me listen. I hear while I'm at my computer, and I'll get that for you. But they're really good, and so we have almost like 6 more that I'm working on. As I get the music in, and Louis and I go over it, we decide who's gonna go up first for the signing, and we do it in order. Depends on how together the band is, too, if they have all the stuff to get out to the fans, because a lot of fans, they don't know how to use all the media, so I have to set up the account so they all work together. Star Crystal, I just finished the Reverb page today. We still have to load the music on there, but their videos are excellent. She's a cross between Lita Ford and Tina Turner.
Who doesn't love Lita Ford and Tina Turner?
I know. I'd bang them both.
Your hair stands up in your arms, yeah, if you have hair in your arms.
Well, honey, Lita Ford used to be a pinup girl or Playboy girl or something, so yeah.
Oh, I thought you said peanut girl. I was like, wait a minute, what?
No, she was fed.
Yeah, Susanna's very beautiful. She's really moves great, and when you get a chance to check them out on the videos, she's pretty hot, and some of them we have to kind of have them edited because there's a lot going on in those videos, a lot of tush action and stuff that know how in the States, they kind of don't want to show that, but in Europe it's a totally different thing. It's hey, if you see it, it goes. So.
All right, so once again, everybody, you're listening to the Queen and Redler speak with MaryAnn Hartman, who is the VP at Rock Avenue Records, and you can actually find them on Reverb Nation at Rock Avenue Records. They're also on Twitter and Facebook at Rock Avenue Records. They have close to 19 bands currently on label. At least that's what the Reverb page says. I know 1 or 2 may or may not still be there. But by all means, check out their music. We actually play it on the station. A lot of the artists that they have. A lot of them are great. We've actually already talked to a couple of them. We've talked to Andy from Stage of Reality. We've talked to Izzy from Wasted Youth. And we have many more lined up that are coming within the next, 6 to 8 weeks. So if you like their music, you find it on Reverb or on YouTube or wherever you find it, and you like their music, you will find it on Hellcast Radio. You will listen to the interviews that we will have here on Hellcast Radio. I just found out recently that the day after we talked to Izzy from Wasted Youth, he fucked up his arm and is requiring surgery.
Yeah,
so,
he delayed his surgery too. So he told me yesterday that they found a fill-in because they're having their CD release party. So it's going to take him a couple of weeks, but they found a fill-in to play for him at the show while he could still sing. So that's a plus because these guys have waited forever to have an album out under a label. They've been playing their hearts out. They've toured so much. They've got taken advantage by people. And,
as everybody does.
We just took him in. We're like, no, this is how it's done. So we sent him down to Brian Schubel. He's a producer down in San Diego. He's done such bands as Sting, U2. There's just hundreds of them that he's worked with, and he took these youngsters on, and they're youngsters under me. But when they're under 30, they're still young.
Yeah.
So he even said this is going to be an incredible album. It's going to blow people's minds because they're young enough that they still have the concept of what they want to do for their generation. They want to make a mark, and their musicality is right on. And Izzy is an excellent writer, and his sister's in the band. She plays bass. So, together, and equally, they also do a lot of their own videos. If you've seen them, some are a little risque, but they're funny guys, and they're just really fun to be with. So we like them a lot. We took them on.
I got to ask you, MaryAnn, do you know who Connie is in the chat room?
Yes.
Okay. No, I was just curious because they've been on cam most of the night, and all we've seen is their ceiling up to this point. So I was just curious if you knew who it was. But it's been pretty cool. But Mary, we need to wrap this up. We have another interview coming up shortly, and it's been a pleasure having you on with us. And
yes,
you were a great.
Things our way. We love it.
Yeah, you were definitely a great fill-in for our interview. Who actually has a side job tonight, Midnight Echo. Who we will work out something. Yeah, we'll work out something to get them back on the air with us.
Okay.
But it's awesome to talk to somebody of your stature inside a record label. Actually, because
it's nice to get some insight.
Yeah, you're actually breaking ground on the show.
Everybody thinks we're suits. Yeah.
Right.
So it's nice to know that somebody in the music industry does not have a stick up their ass.
I didn't have a stick in my ass when I was trying to be in the music industry.
No, you're right. But you didn't swallow. MaryAnn does.
They get stuffy. They think that they're the cat's pajamas. So we are a little different, but the people that we work with are like us. We create a circle of people that are like us, and we have quite a big circle now. And so, awesome. If any of the bands ever need help, that's what they do. They just call me, or they text me, or they messenger me, and they ask me questions and stuff, and I answer and try and give them help.
Excellent.
Very good. Excellent.
All right, Mary, we're going to
use a little help.
Yes. Mary, we're going to go ahead and let you go so we can motor on with the rest of the show tonight. But it has been an absolute pleasure having you. And
You're
obviously...
welcome.
Go ahead.
I didn't want to call her bitch.
No, I was just going to say, by all means, we're definitely going to talk. We're definitely going to talk, and you can blow up my phone. I'm sure the Queen won't mind, and we'll definitely talk and work out some details so we can further integrate our ideas.
Yeah, because Liz and I are definitely heading towards Texas sometime soon, so we could meet all the people that we've been working with down in Texas with the venues, and I'd like to meet up with you guys too. So
that would be awesome.
Alrighty then.
All right, Mary, you have a wonderful night. Hopefully you continue. Night. Yeah, hopefully you continue to listen, and we'll talk to you soon.
Oh, always, and that'll be great.
All right, later.
Later.
All right, bye-bye.